it.
Wow. What?
You get this only nowhere else but the Kevin and Zach. Kevin, I'm not going to lie.
Now we're look at this. A carved penguin. There it is.
Oh no. Are the O's fine? Are the Orioles fine, Kevin?
It's so embarrassing. I'm so embarrassed.
Okay. The Orioles stole it. That game was stolen. It was stolen from them, then they stole it right back.
What?
Oh my God.
Wait, what's going on?
What is
happening?
What is going? Was it a diving play? He bobbled the play.
What is happening? Are they challenging it? No. Other wall. No.
Kevin, I don't know what you saw, how much you saw. I've been chugging champagne. Sure, I spilled a lot, but what a game, man.
He will be the legendary
Birdfish.
How about that?
Birdfish fans, stand up. We did it.
What can I say? What can I say?
I don't know what to say. I don't know. Another loss. Cool. At this point. Yikes. You know what? No. I'm going to restart this. All right. You know what? There were some positives. Orioles lose 6-3. Not ideal. Another loss. You fall to 12 games under 500. Not ideal. Yeah, I mean, Kobe Mayo gets on 4 times. That was sick. Almost like we should play the kid. Just a quick thought there. Jackson Holiday, RBI single. That was also pretty cool. Was that left? No, that was not lefty off lefty, I don't think. That was awesome. Ramon Laureano. Homer. Another one. That was pretty cool. But besides that, not really. Nothing really. Nothing. Brandon Young, okay. Decent, not horrible, not awesome. And yeah, I'm trying to just see what it's just there's not much to talk about. But Walter, appreciate you. Walter, Mayo reached base 4 times. That means a week before he plays again. Yep, because we refuse to admit a bad signing and stop playing O'Neill. I talked about this a little bit last night, but it feels like they are mismanaging, and we talked about it on the Ryan Ripken show earlier, they are mismanaging these prospects once again. Hope that we were going to learn our lesson with Stowers and guys like that, but they haven't yet, so we'll see what happens. Kobe Mayo, though, put him in the 8th spot. 2 or 3 fantastic at-bats for the walks. I think the first 2 were on full counts. Was the third one on a full count as well? I know I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Mayo walked full count first one. Then you had, where is it? Mayo's second time was also, that was an 8-pitch one. And then where is his walk in the 7th was 5-pitch. So two full count walks, also gets a third walk, and then the comes around to score and also gets the single in the 9th. Good. Kobe looked great up there. Kobe looked fantastic. He looked comfortable once again, believe it or not. it's almost like when they were playing him a lot, he was starting to get comfortable and the game was starting to slow down for him. Now we sit here and maybe this is the window. Maybe that's the window for Mayo to get more playing time. But, Kobe Mayo, I'm going to be honest, a lot of kids his age and in his situation would have come out there and probably been swinging for the fences, trying to jump on everything, trying to just show their worth, trying to hit the big homer to make something happen to prove that, yeah, I belong here. Not Kobe, though. Kobe stayed cool, calm, collected, worked the count, got on every single time. You cannot, yes, you can hit home runs, you can do all that, but you cannot. If you get on base every single time, we'll take it. Kobe Mayo did exactly what he was supposed to tonight. Gets on base all 4 times. There's nothing more you could have asked from the kid. That's why you have to play him. Because it's crazy that going into today, it was through July 21st, he had 11 at-bats. 11 plate appearances. 11 plate appearances in the month of July. That's just... It was malpractice, the fact that Kobe Mayo was not getting played. And then for him to come out and put on that kind of performance, unbelievable. Just talk about staying calm, staying collected, staying in the moment, and being able to kind of work the count. That's everything you've wanted to see from Kobe Mayo, especially a guy that, what's been one of his downfalls and I guess one of his worries recently was that, he can strike out a lot, a little aggressive, stuff like that, batted ball, but he came out today and it genuinely was a great sight to see there. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The longer this season goes on, unless we're talking trade rumors, Adley Rutschman back today. He's back in AAA, hit a double. Then you have Sam Basayo, I believe, was taking some swings. He's going to potentially be back this weekend in AAA. But because, let's be honest, as these games go on, it's tougher and tougher to just focus on the game. We can go through and talk about how Gregory Soto, although wasn't getting helped by the umps, another tough outing for him. 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks. Not great for him, not great for his trade value. Kittredge looked good. Cano, he's looked better. It's still, he's up in the air. And then Sir Anthony looked good. But, damn, Toronto lost. What's up, Toronto? And, yeah, O's are looking bad right now. O's are looking bad. I think Laureano Ursetti. I would be very, very surprised. So, wouldn't be shocked at all if Ursetti is traded. Laureano, I'm not so sure of. Just because with that player option for next year, $6.5 million, or team option on him. Sorry, it's a team option for $6.5 million. I think the Orioles, unless an offer comes that they're like, yeah, we got to do this. I wouldn't be surprised if they hang on to Laureano. Carlson, I would love to, as much as I love Dylan Carlson, unfortunately for me, Dylan Carlson isn't a part of the future and potentially part of that. So I'm going to lean towards, I would like to see Dylan Beavers. I would like to see them go with a prospect to try to get some guys some more opportunities and some first-time opportunities like Beavers. But outside of that, I'm not sure who else they could. Yeah. This is what I'm talking, and it's a logjam right now, but and this is another point. We'll see with service time manipulation, but I'm not sure. Here's the thing: I'm not sure with Beavers. Like, he's not a top prospect, so I don't know if they're going to manipulate his service time if they're really afraid of losing him in 5, 6, 7 years. Like, I'm not sure. So that's going to be interesting. Maybe they would keep him, call him up closer to September. But I definitely think Dylan Beavers has got to be a guy in play to get reps on the major league team. But as I was kind of getting into, as we are moving towards and along with the season, it's going to be harder and harder to just focus on these games. So, like I said kind of before, it is going to be the game happens. The game happened 6-3. Scoreboard is not going to, the scoreboard matters, but right now, if they're not going to make the playoffs, they're not winning ball games. A loss is a loss no matter what. So we're bringing back one up, one down. And your one up can be, young player looking better. It can be whatever the hell you want. It can be whatever the hell you want. Your one down, obviously, can also just be one bad thing. But I'm going to be focusing on good things, even in losses that we saw from these young guys developing. So my one up today is going to be Kobe Mayo. I loved, obviously, it's the slam dunk, the layup pick. I know. But Kobe Mayo, he goes out there, has only 11 plate appearances in the month of July. He could have very easily gone out there and, like I said earlier, swung for the fences every time. Swung and missed, just been super uber aggressive. He stayed back, waited for his pitch, and when he didn't get it, he wasn't afraid to take the walk. Seeing some ups. Holiday. And I'm going to actually say not only Holiday, because at the bat, the RBI single, Holiday looks so good at second base these days. It's crazy to remember when he first was called up, and it was just, it felt like he was overmatched in every facet of playing second base. It just felt like nothing was going right. I mean, pop-ups were dropping, ground balls were dropping. He couldn't get the ball to his left or his right. His footwork wasn't great. Now, all of a sudden, he's a guy who's playing at times Gold Glove caliber second base. Had that incredible play. Gosh, I'm not going to remember. Eighth inning? Was it the eighth inning? I'm going to have to look this up. Hold on. Was it the eighth inning? Am I thinking of the eighth inning? I want to say it was the eighth inning. Whatever. It was the seventh or eighth inning. One of the last innings. Made that play. Also made a nice play on Carlos Santana. Jackson Holiday, though, he just looks so advanced at second base now. And it's really great to see. It's really awesome to see. Saw someone also say Laureano. Rick saying Laureano for his one up. Ramon Laureano, have another day with the home run. He's been fantastic. He is in a very tough Orioles season. He has been one of the things that has kept you kind of, paying attention. And he's been the bright spot. It's the emergence of Ramon Laureano. I remember when I was getting hate because I was liking lineups with Ramon Laureano batting fourth. Ramon has been one of, if not the most consistent player there. Seeing one down Soto, obviously the rough inning that I don't want to say cost them anything because if you're not going to score more than 3 runs once it was already 3-3, Seeing a lot of SETI down. Yeah, Cedric Mullins, it's been a tough go of things recently. He's batting .213 on the season. Let's go real fast through his game logs. He's batting 156 in June, which isn't going to cut it. He's currently batting .238 in July. Batted 179 in May. So definitely, SETI started out hot. said he started out really hot this year. I mean, let me look at April real fast. Yeah, April batted 260. He had the 4 home runs. He had 10 RBIs. Sorry about that. 10 RBIs. I mean, he really started off batting 350 in the few games in March with 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. I mean, at one point, he was like second in the league in RBIs in the first 4 weeks. Pretty bad fall off from him. I still think he's a guy that's going to be traded. I think as much as I know his leadership is big in the clubhouse, I think if you can – I think you're going to be able to get a lot. Not a lot. Okay, when I say a lot, I'm talking more than a player to be named later. I think you could get someone in the top 20 of a team's prospect, 1 or 2 guys in the top 20 for Cedric Mullins if they are desperate for a center fielder and they need a guy that they can put out there who's going to play good center field and whatever he does offensively is bonus. So I still think that we see Cedric Mullins moved. But, it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. I actually didn't know that. Damn. Gosh, what a Kittredge hasn't been. It sucks because Andrew Kittredge, if this team was winning, would have been quite the mid-season, comeback addition from the injured list. But unfortunately, what is Andrew Kittredge rank? Official numbers right now. 3.86 ERA. He's not great. It's a little down or a little up than I guess it's hovering around normal. But Kittredge has been someone that has been just I like the word consistent. I feel like or reliable. Reliable is the better word because I don't think really anyone outside of even Felix has had his moments. Anyone outside of him has really been consistent on a long-term basis. But when you want to talk about reliability, I think Andrew Kittredge has been maybe since coming back one of, if not your most reliable reliever. He's been fantastic. Yeah, I mean, Gregory Soto, I really thought that Soto was going to have a good year. I mean, he's at still a 3.67 ERA, so it's not horrible. But, I mean, he's had a few blow-up games. That's the thing, is Gregory Soto, there is no in-between. It is either you get dominance and you hand him the ball and he goes out 1, 2, 3, just like that. Hey, how you doing? Get out of here. Or you feel like they're about to score 50 runs. You feel like when Soto comes in within the first batter, if he throws that first 2 pitches, he dots one and then gets the guy diving, swinging, then you're like, okay, Soto's got it. He's got the deception. He's got the pitches working today. But then you get those at-bats where the first one, he'll hit somebody, and you're like, oh, no. Then the next one's just left over the plate, and you're like, oh, no. And it feels like that's been kind of the thing. And, I mean, stop me if I've said this before, but the biggest thing that the Orioles, the biggest problem is they're consistently inconsistent, and it stays throughout even their best players. I think this might be the story of the bullpen this year, because let's be honest, when it comes to Soto, you had high hopes, but you knew what he could be. When it comes to Seranthony, you have high hopes. I think he's been fantastic this year. When you had Felix, you had high hopes. He's been great this year. Kittredge, you didn't really know what you were talking about or what you were getting, especially after the knee injury. But yeah, where it really starts to kind of get shocking. I guess that's the word, shocking. Because, I mean, talk about a guy who in, what was it, 23? Yeah, beginning of 23. People wanted Cano to be the guy over Bautista because Cano was dominant. At one point he had gone, I think, faced like 20, first 25 guys, first 26 guys he faced, he sat down. Absolute dominant run. Continued it through 23 into 24. And then this year just felt like randomly it just fell off a cliff. The production went from a guy that you could sit there and when you sent out there in the 7th or 8th, you knew you were getting 3 outs. He was the guy you sent out there when you needed a big strikeout. You needed that double play ball with the guy in first and third, 1 out. You went to Cano. Right now, you can't trust him. And that's what sucks. This is the other thing. I think Perez is. But here's the thing. I'll argue that Perez, a lot of people, like Perez was not even great really the past 2 years. Let me check up on it. Obviously, the 8.31 ERA this year. But, I mean, in 24, he had where am I looking? I had a 4.53. 2023, he had a 3.51. But that 22 where he had the 1.40 in 57 innings, like that's what I think really set the bar for CNL. You know, it was setting the standard for him of, okay, this is what we need to do. This is what we need from him as that lefty reliable guy. And then suddenly he falls off and you can't rely on him. Well, who did you rely on when you didn't have Perez, when Perez wasn't working the past 2 years? Danny Coulomb. Well, you don't have him. So what happens? You have to go to a guy like Keegan Aiken. Did well until getting injured. You have to go to a guy like now Gregory Soto. Gregory Soto now steps in as your high leverage lefty. And as we just talked about, Gregory Soto is great when Gregory Soto is great. But when Gregory Soto is bad, it is ugly. Yeah, just that one still makes no sense to me. His hat catches were cool. The hat catches were really cool. I think Aiken is what you get. You know, what you see is what you get with Keegan Aiken. 3.32 ERA. I think he's been really good when needed. But he's another guy. I mean, right now I feel like the most recent one people all think about is that Texas game where we came up 6-3 in the bottom of the 10th. He gives up a 3-run homer. I know that kind of left a sour taste in people's mouths. But I think overall, I mean, you know, he gave you a lot of innings where I felt he was reliable, at least. And that's the thing. Overall, it felt like this Orioles bullpen has been as inconsistent as it gets. Like, you see one game, they look unbeatable. They'll shut a team down for a series. They'll go a week without allowing a run. Hell, they'll go a week with only allowing a hit or two. You're like, okay, this bullpen is firing on all cylinders. And then you go through weeks where you're like, damn, not a single guy in that bullpen right now can get an out. And you see it a lot for a lot of bullpens. That's a very common thing for bullpens being consistent. But usually even, you know, in the good bullpens, you have at all times 1 or 2 guys that you can go to, that you can make something happen with, that in a big moment, even if things aren't going well in the bullpen, you can hand them the ball and you know you're going to get 3 outs. I would say Felix is that guy for the Orioles, but after that, I don't know. When people are imploding, it hasn't been pretty at all. And yeah, big. Actually, we just got Albert Suarez, I think, is going to be doing a bullpen here soon. Let me look it up. News on him. He's still playing catch. He remains without. Oh, that was actually. Oh, no. Suarez to throw a live BP before the end of July. I don't know if we'll see Albert Suarez. I know this is crazy to think that just a year ago, like this was a year ago, that Albert Suarez coming in and just dominating and like taking the Orioles rotation. I won't say taking the league by storm, but taking the Orioles rotation by storm. That was fun. That was fun. I remember it was like I made jokes after he went 3 up, 3 down in his first inning. And I tweeted out a joke of like, what if, like, is Albert Suarez actually the team's ace? And there were time periods where he was. Like Albert Suarez, we talk about last year, and obviously it was difficult towards the end, but there was a lot of times towards the end of last year when Corbin was struggling, guys like that, where that team would have been in a whole lot worse when, Grayson goes down, when Eflin went down for a little bit. Obviously, you lose Bradish, you lose Wells, lose all those guys. Yeah, and Rick, this is exactly my point. This year and seeing how much those injuries have derailed this team, it really makes you appreciate what Albert Suarez did. It makes you appreciate what he did for this team, and not only able to come in and eat up innings that you would have to find someone to do, but be competitive in them, to which they go out there and they have a chance to win, and they were winning games. I mean, what was his – Jesus, I hate this whole AI thing. What was his record last year? 12-15. Kept him in 12, able to win 12 games. Is that a sexy number, 12-15? No. But I can tell you one thing. There are a lot of pitchers that we've sent out there this year that I don't think could win 12 games if you gave them the opportunity. That's the other thing. I mean, you want to talk about one thing, passing the baton, one part of your team helping the other part. This is where it starts. If you consistently are like tonight, where guys are not getting out of the fifth inning, guys are only pitching 4 1/3, 4 2/3. These guys are getting pulled after the third inning. These guys aren't making it out of 5. That overtime adds up, and that will deplete a bullpen faster than anything. Because the quickest way to get a bad bullpen is to overuse your bullpen. If you have a bullpen that is getting just absolutely used every single day, nothing's looking good. Every day they have to cover 4 or 5 innings. It doesn't matter how many good arms you have out there. Once they get tired, it's hard to get back on track. We've seen this Orioles team where they go on stretches where the starters are going 6, 7 innings for 4 or 5 straight. The bullpen comes in. Hey, how you doing? Get the hell out. Quick and easy. Bullpen looks great. Get them in, get them out. Now we're celebrating a win. But then when all of a sudden you have, even though they're pitching well, suddenly a pitcher goes 3 innings, they goes 4 innings, they goes 3 1/3, and now you've had to cover 5, 6 innings in multiple games in a row, and suddenly these well-rested bullpen arms are getting a little tired. Things aren't moving the same. Velo's a little down. Things start hanging over the plate a little bit longer, and stuff starts getting hit. So that's the biggest, issue with all of that is, it's tough on a bullpen when you can't win with your starters. When your starters can't go 7, 8 innings, or 7, 8 innings, 6, 7 innings. It's not like they need to go 9 innings every game, but if you are consistently going 4 innings, having to have the bullpen come to get you out of the 5th, that's tough. That's tough on your bullpen. It really is. So it's depressing, but I'm going to put the call-in link in for channel members, so that is live right now. I wish. Gosh, I wish. Yeah, it's like you have Kramer, you have Rogers right now, and then the rest of the games you're like, I'll put Morton in there. Now, Morton's been great. Actually, guys, okay, let's be honest. I've put this how many times over the course of this season, past 2 months, have I sat here and said that where is it? Charlie Morton is gonna get a shockingly big return. Here is earlier today, real fast. Let me share my screen. John Heyman saying teams love Charlie Morton, who has a very positive postseason history and who's been solid following a slow start. And he's drawing a lot of interest on the trade market, many teams inquiring. So I'm telling you, Charlie Morton's going to get a bigger return that I think people assume that they're going to get. So he could be honestly a guy that returns the biggest or gets the biggest return. But join me now. It's not Colin, but we got Kevin. Kevin, how's it going?
Oh, it's going. I mean,
Fantastic.
I give you credit for talking about this team for 30 minutes while I was getting my ducks in a row. What else is there to say? Literally, it feels like we say that all the time, but with each passing loss, it just feels more and more inevitable of what we all know is going to happen. Although the Morton thing was interesting to me. I don't know how big of a value he's going to have. I mean, it seems like from the way that Heyman and Only are talking about him, like you said, he might return a bigger package than we think.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that looks like, but that's interesting to me.
It's just I think it's the veteran experience coupled in with he's been pitching great as besides his last start.
Yeah,
and then and I think overall you have to look at it as kind of like there's not a lot out there. Like this is the big there is no
it's definitely a
Eric Crochet, Tariq Skubal. It's very, very rough. Like the starting pitching that's available. So it could be big. If you can, make him suddenly with guys, a bunch of teams competing, thinking that they can buy. If he can be the top 2-3 pitcher that gets moved, you can get a nice return. I mean, how many times, Kevin, did we talk about last year? The rotation and the pitching market was not great, and then suddenly Kikuchi gets sold, and then the rest of the league is like, if we have a starting pitcher that someone wants, you can take him for this price, and it works. So it just takes one, and then people panic.
It's true, and especially when maybe Morton is a backup plan for a team, and their first option goes off the board, and all of a sudden you're kind of going to the Orioles and saying, man, okay, we kind of really need to get this done. What do you want? We can work with you a little more than we were willing to a little earlier. So it's stuff along those lines too. So I don't know. You know what, Walter? I agree. I think this would be, maybe the Orioles would need a little more. Maybe Jared Jones in this deal too. Morton for Skeens feels a little much Pirates fleece there. So maybe the Orioles need a little bit more, just saying.
But, you got to include Jared Jones and Tamar Johnson.
Yeah, seriously. And Carlos asking if I saw Andrews. Yeah, I saw Andrews. Talked about. I didn't actually talk about Andrews for the show tomorrow. I talked about Stanley, Matabike, and then some very interesting comments from a very certain person who loves the Ravens. Actually, he hates the Ravens, but we talked about those comments too. So. Man, that's the thing. This is what I keep coming back to. And Carlos bringing up the Ravens, it brings me back to the point, and I appreciate you, Carlos, to kind of spark this conversation again. It just feels like the classic Baltimore sports where it's, the Ravens are done. let's just wait until football season. There's nothing else. That's what it's felt like this season with the Orioles. And we had kind of been saved from that over the last couple of years with how exciting the Orioles were, the young core coming up, them being competitive. And it's like, okay, man, this really feels like year-round Baltimore sports. Like, this is what the city at its peak is it's an incredible sports city, an incredible sports town. And when both the Orioles and the Ravens are good, I mean, you can feel the energy in the city.
Yeah.
And right now you don't. It's like, man, when's preseason? When's the regular season? When's Ravens football back? And it's, like, obviously I love the Ravens. I cover the Ravens. Like, it's great when football is back, but I also want the Orioles to be good so that we can have what we felt over these last couple of years. And right now it's just, it brings me back to all the 100 lost seasons and the rebuilding years. And while, I guess there is maybe a little light at the end of the tunnel because, I think the core is better than they are, but they need to add more to it.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, what are they going to add to it? I don't know what they're going to add to it. Like, that's the big question for me. What is 2026 going to look like? What is that going to bring in terms of the offseason? I'm a little bit hesitant to trust Mike Elias right now. And
but you have every reason to be hesitant.
And I think everybody has a right to be a little hesitant, right? But that's the disappointing part is, Carlos and everybody who knows that I do Locked On Ravens, I know that, the Ravens are super exciting, and I can talk about the Ravens forever. I literally do it for a living, but, I can do that. What's disappointing is it feels like for the Orioles, I've almost run out of things to say for them this season. And it goes along the lines of the fact that every loss kind of is of the same ilk. It's not exactly the same, but, they either can't hit with the runners in scoring position, or the pitching staff blows up, or they're up and then they lose, or they are down and then they come back and they lose. And they've been hovering around that 9 to 12 games under for
like over a month now.
Forever. So
I mean, yeah, and they're just stuck there. Like, they're just perpetually stuck.
And I'm not. If the Orioles had an argument for the playoffs, this would mean more. I don't think they do. I know you don't either, Zach. Congratulations on joining. But you also can't lose to teams that are ahead of you in the standings. And again, they don't have an argument for the playoffs, so it's not really like a big deal. Honestly, at this point, and I kind of live by this, it's either just be bad or don't be bad. Like, be bad or compete for a championship. The Orioles right now, and the way the lottery system works in the MLB, if you go on a run late in the season and miss the playoffs by 4 games and you're not in the odds for the number 1 pick, I don't know where they'd stand right now. I know the Rockies and the White Sox aren't eligible for it. So, if you're just going to lose, just lose.
Currently the Orioles would have the 6th best odds for the first pick. It's actually pretty insane.
And it's sad that we're even having those conversations, but this team gives me nothing right now.
Yeah.
It gives me nothing. And the worst place you can be, in my opinion, is in no man's land. Either be bad or be good. And I think the Orioles can be good again. I think they can be good in 2026, but it's going to rely on Mike Elias pushing the right buttons. He did not do that this offseason, and it also is going to rely on shift in philosophies, particularly hitting and obviously pitching as well. But it's about other guys stepping back up. Gunnar Henderson, who's been, I guess, fine from an average perspective, but Gunnar Henderson is not supposed to be average. And this is a guy that was in the MVP conversation last season who has 11 home runs. And, he's still drawing walks. He's still getting on base a little bit, but this is not the Gunnar Henderson that was promised this season. And, Adley's been disappointing this year. It's been a rough year. A rough year.
And so I just looked up the Rockies, Nationals, Angels, and then the rest don't really matter. They're not going to be in the top pick, are all ineligible for top 10 picks. Or top 9 picks. They cannot select.
So you said it's the first 4 teams?
No. So it's Colorado, Washington, and LA Angels. No. So the lottery is everyone who doesn't make the playoffs.
Right, but then there are specific teams that can't get the top 10 picks.
Yeah, and St. Louis is one currently. The Angels are one, Nationals and Rockies who have the worst. So currently the Orioles have the fifth best odds, and since we're tanking, we might as well use the tank simulator.
Yes, I was just about to say to do this.
So let's do.
All right. Well, let's make some ground rules because we should actually just start doing this every stream.
Honestly,
so
we might as well.
Let's make some ground rules. How many spins per night do we want? Is we just going to go one and done, or are we going to do like 5 or in the middle?
I think we go 3. 3 spins.
3.
3 spins. All right, that's what we'll do. We'll do 3 spins. All right.
All right, let's do it.
We ready?
Spins.
The first one.
Come on.
Orioles get number 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You know what? I would take that.
All right, now we're resetting. We're resetting. We're not getting anything. So number 2 is our best. I guess anything but 1 is.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's already a win for tonight.
Yeah. 6, don't like that. Don't like that.
No, we're not moving down. Miami moved up to 1. Wow, that's crazy.
I know. Here we go.
All right, last one.
Jeez.
Man.
If Tampa Bay jumped up 13
spots,
I would be so disgusted.
That's wild. 13 spots to move up.
So someone must have dropped
with 0.034 odds, by the way.
No one even dropped an insane amount.
It was Arizona. It was Arizona that fell 4.
Yeah, they're the only
and the White
team.
Sox fell 3.
I'm glad
number 2 for our first night of doing that is not.
I'm glad. I'm happy with that.
Not bad. Do we have a consensus on who the top picks are this upcoming year?
Let me look.
My MLB 2026 mock draft.
I literally just looked way too early.
Yeah.
I found one already. Okay. So, I forgot about this guy, this shortstop from Alabama.
Justin LeBron.
Yes. Oh, I forgot about him. Jacob Lombard.
There are a lot of good shortstops in this draft.
Jeez. They're all high school shortstops. Oh, they have the Orioles in this going. Gio Rojas, left-handed pitcher from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. Stoneman Douglas, Florida. Is that
interesting? All right, so the Orioles are getting LeBron James is what I've taken away from this.
I was going to say, that high school is where
LeBron James, number 2 overall pick.
The guy that they have the Orioles taking here went to Kobe. Yeah, same as Kobe Mayo. That's where Kobe Mayo went to high school. What a time. You came here game 2 of the season, and we were already talking trade deadline.
Yep.
Awesome. But let's go into we got Colin. We got our guy Breaking Glenjamin behind the scenes. How we doing?
What's going on, man? Yep. Yes.
Going down with the ship.
I commend you. I commend you.
It's been tough.
Yeah, but I did go to see a Weird Al concert on Sunday night.
Oh, how was that?
That was awesome.
Ooh, nice.
Check that off my bucket list.
That is sick, man.
Yeah, so
it's the little wins right now. So you got to do the little things to get your mind off of it.
Yeah, I was hoping the American League would win the All-Star game and everything, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think that doesn't count. That's a paper victory for the NL if Aaron Judge wasn't batting.
Yeah. Exactly. I put the asterisks on it. We had a Ronda. As soon as I saw a Ronda, I was like, "Damn! All right, let's go down to the last one."
Back it up.
My friend from Boston, huge Red Sox fan, but one of the baseball things we agreed on was just like the American League winning, those 15 years in a row, and every year we were always so happy to see that streak keep going.
Yeah.
I was there watching. I was visiting him in Boston, and we went to some Red Sox games. And that was Cal's last year when he hit that home run. So we watched that All-Star game, Tony Gwynn and everything.
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn. I
man,
mean,
those games hit different, especially back then. But I like this one. I like this one a lot too.
I thought this one was very well done. I thought that overall, especially the Hank Aaron thing, like I thought all in all, this was a very well done All-Star game. And then it doesn't, hurt that it was a fun comeback and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen with the team and everything, and how's it going to look on August 1st or whenever the Bananas come through town.
I was going to say that's unfortunately the big question these days is what do the Orioles look like on August 1st? And I can't tell you. Like it's a lot of up in the air, Even I'll say a lot of teams that are tanking, usually they don't have hardly any good players. So you're looking at, all right, they'll probably have one or two guys gone, but for the majority of it, you look at the Orioles, it could be 5-6 guys that, if they all of a sudden you get Seti and O'Hearn gone, you sell off 2 starters like a Morton and maybe an Eflin. All of a sudden you get rid of, Dominguez or someone calls about Soto, and then you're all of a sudden you're sitting there and you're like, wow, that's 5-6 roster spots that you got to fill out.
Right, and if they want to compete next year, they need major league players. But the teams that want to win the World Series this year, they need major league players too. So are they going to trade their major leaguers for our major leaguers if they're trying to win? And even if they did, how much what kind of salary the Orioles going to have to pay their major leaguers next year?
Yeah. And so that's the thing. It's like, do you go for, quote unquote, guys on the verge, guys right there on the cusp of coming up, but that's also in the realm of, okay, well, we've, Povich, McDermott, like we've seen you can't really always rely on a rookie next year. Cause I see a lot of guys like, oh, get a bunch of AAA pitchers that are about to come up. And it's like, okay, like, I don't know if we want to rely on our top 3 guys, in the rotation or back 3 guys being rookies.
Exactly. And I think that whole, you need major leaguers. I think, that could be the thing that keeps Felix in Baltimore. Yeah. It's like, who's going to want to pay for him?
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
It's cool. Yeah, just wanted to check in with Birdland and everything.
Yeah, it's been less fun, but we're still trucking.
I'll send you guys a message on the Discord about the Bananas.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think, I think we might have some extras. Because
awesome.
Some people kind of like can't make it that weekend.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome.
I'll send y'all a message later.
Okay, cool. That sounds good.
Appreciate you. Hopefully we're talking on better terms next time.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, better vibes.
Everybody, Birdland, hang in there and everything. Just remember, a lot of cities don't have a team.
Very true.
I remember living far away from a baseball stadium. And it's a privilege to be part of Birdland and to be able to go to the games and everything. So I'll see y'all at the stadium and talk to y'all soon.
Absolutely.
Talk to you.
Appreciate you as always, man.
You know what? I like that. It is
positive attitude. Good,
I love that.
Positive
I love that outlook on it.
It's true.
A lot of people would kill to have a baseball team.
Look, I wasn't alive for the whole Merriweather thing with the Colts and Baltimore, but I've heard about it from others, and to have a team, and then just to not, and then have that void. Like, it is a void to not have a team, especially if you're a sports fan living in a city that doesn't have a sports team. Like, I know it's a little different with the Colts and, how that all went down, but, it is, it's a unique thing to have a team in your city, one that you grew up in. Not everybody has that. So it's a good perspective.
It really is. And I could not, could you imagine? Could you just imagine Twitter the day that we all wake up in the Ravens in the
No,
middle of the
no,
night move
no.
to Indiana.
I just no, I can't.
The memes that would set me off. I'm scrolling down. I see like a Baltimore, like the memes about us waking up without a team. I would lose it, Kevin.
Yeah. Well, Rick said it was painful. I can imagine. Again, I don't know firsthand, but hearing the stories from others, I can tell how big of an impact it had. Like, it was horrible.
Yeah, I could not imagine. I just couldn't imagine Twitter at the time.
It'd be an all time day on social media. All time day. Never forget.
You know what's crazy is we would still have people tweeting out like, "Well, at least Harbaugh's not our coach anymore."
No.
Like there would be people celebrating. They'd be like, "Honestly, at least I'm not losing in the playoffs anymore."
Oh, gee, yeah. Wow.
I'm
Yeah,
making my
plenty of different perspectives and arguments.
Jason.
Oh man.
That's actually, I think, I'm not sure if he's in the chat right now, but Nomadic Brian also, I believe, is a big Colts.
Yeah, really cool because I know not every Orioles fan is a Ravens fan, so to see all the and kind of learn about everybody's different teams has been cool.
I will say, I have a guy who every year on Twitter after the last Orioles game, he's a Browns fan, and he comments under my final tweet about the Orioles, and he's like, "Well, Zach, it's time for my yearly unfollow. I will come back at the beginning of baseball season." I just every time I hit
Orioles and Browns fan, that must be a journey for him.
I know. Oh, we got Willow here.
And it must be a journey for you too, Willow.
Yeah. What a time. What a time. We got our last call of the night. We got Laura behind the scenes. Laura, how we feeling?
What's going on, Laura?
Yeah, the O's are. Oh, Laura's not there anymore.
Yeah, well, that about her face kind of was like
Her face was exactly how I picture what the O's are.
Oh, okay. Willow was just commenting Browns. I see.
He was just commenting.
Well, congratulations for.
Yeah, that's a big win.
Big win. Big win. Oh, the Raiders.
At least you have Brady. Like you got.
At least Genty is there now. That's fun.
That is fun. That is fun.
Genty's
now I think we got Laura behind the scenes. Laura, how we doing?
What's going on, Laura?
About anything but the Orioles?
Anything. I feel like we've been doing actually a pretty good job of that.
So, you know what I want to talk about? Here's what I want to talk about. So, you know how on Ryan's show we're doing this thing about the songs that you used to listen to and you shouldn't have been listening to?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, I so remember, and my daughter is 20 now, but I remember her like 2 or 3 sitting in the back seat singing, "If you're looking for the goodies, keep on looking.
Oh.
They stay in the jar." And it's in this little 2 to 3-year-old voice, but of course she has no idea what goodies are or why they're staying in the jar.
Oh, that is so funny. Yeah. Mine was the Love Game, and I remember, back in I had the radio turned up and just jamming out, having no idea what in the world anything meant. Just oh, this has a nice beat. This is a nice little tune. So
that's what it was all about. It was just all about the tune.
Yeah, no understanding, just vibes. Literally just vibes.
Just vibes. Just vibes.
That's some way to call it. They were something.
Yeah, seriously.
So Kevin, give me some good news. I mean, the Ravens reported to training camp today. So
yeah,
I mean, what it
looks like everybody showed up.
Do you get like a press pass and get to go to training camp?
I don't need it. I can do everything I need from where I am. I don't need any of that. But I am planning to do something, not at the stadium, but I'm planning to do something for the show this season for game days, which I'm excited about. So I'm still getting that in the works, but that'll be fun.
We'd like to see Locked On the road.
I know.
Locked On bus.
See, well, what has to happen is the Ravens just have to make the Super Bowl so that I'm going to go on the trip next year. I couldn't this year, but I'm going to go on the trip next year to Santa Clara, and then it'll be Ravens and Locked On Ravens at the Super Bowl, and I'll go with the guys. And although I think Zach will be saved because there'll be no more hand grenades for him in Santa Clara. I think that'll save his life, probably.
I know. I'm sitting here right now thinking about. I mean, And granted, it's been some time since I've been to Santa Clara, but Santa Clara was not an exciting city at
No.
all.
I feel like New Orleans. I feel like has more to do there.
Oh yeah.
You lived in Santa Clara and you drove up into San Francisco for fun.
And
So
I'm sure that's what it's probably going to be. Is
That's what I've heard. I've
yeah,
heard it's going to be a lot of commuting.
yeah, exactly. So
yeah. San Fran is fun though. I mean,
oh, San Fran's great.
yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff to do, and I think that with it's a lot cool. I went in like March one year. I didn't
Mhm.
realize it was that cold. Like I was younger, so my
Yeah.
interpretation of California was, oh, it's just hot all the time, like Florida or Arizona. No,
No.
California, you get to the that area, it gets cold.
Yeah, not the Bay Area. The Bay Area, you definitely get those winds off the water. It's
Yeah, and
definitely
everything is
cool.
just straight on a hill, and
Hmm but it's a beautiful city and one of my favorite places to go. So,
so the Ravens just have to get there. The Ravens just have to get
well,
there.
you know,
We have to
if
get
the
there. We'll
Ravens get
be
there, I'll go because I like to go and like go to all like the parties before the Super Bowl, and then you get out of Dodge like on the Saturday before the
Yeah,
game.
that's what a lot of people do. Yep, is
That's what we
you get
what we
out the day before or the day of. That's
Right.
when you
So,
do. When did you guys leave, Zach? Did you leave on that Sunday or
Saturday. We left Saturday.
the Saturday? Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Didn't you? You went to the M&T thing and then left right after that.
Yeah, we literally left to the airport from the M&T bank.
You just had your luggage in a car or something.
Yeah, literally. We had
Yeah.
luggage in the car. We went. Ryan dropped us off so he could go return the car. I then had to take all of the stuff and check all the bags, like of the equipment, and then he just met us at the gate. And then we flew home, and it was Saturday night before the Super Bowl, so not a lot of people were leaving New Orleans, and that we had a 170 person aircraft, and they announced that there was 43 of us on it. So we each had to spread out. They gave each of us, they're like, we need one person in this
Yeah, you have
row.
to distribute the weight, right?
And then there was one person. So literally I had like 3 rows around me just by myself lounging.
I would have definitely like. Well, how long is that flight? Like an hour and a half?
2 hours.
2
That's it.
hours? I'd get up every 30 minutes and just go to a different row in my designated area.
Your designated area. You cannot leave this
lay down
area,
on the
sir.
because I can't sleep on planes or like in cars because I can't like sleeping upright. I can't do it. Like it's hard for me. I'll fall asleep for 5 minutes and then wake up. Like
You're supposed. Here's where the old person comes in. The old person me comes in. You're supposed to get up every 30 minutes anyway, so you don't get blood clots in your leg.
what I have to do on the airplane is I have to pull the tray table out and then go like I sleep like this, and then even still, it just
I just can't sleep. I'm like you, Kevin. I'm not a plane sleeper in the slightest. Like I try.
I know. I try it, and I can't do it.
Shortest flight I've ever been on. We were in the air for 23 minutes, and the guy next to me fell asleep. I was like, "That's unbelievable." I was like, "How the hell do you even?"
Oh.
It was my friend, and we were in the air for 23 minutes. It was because we all had to go to a connecting airport and like a bigger airport to then get back to Baltimore.
Yeah.
And he literally, I was in the at the window, and he was in the middle seat. And I looked over. I put my headphones in as we were taking off, and I looked over, and he was passed out. I was like, "That's not even." And I woke him up, and he's like, "Man, I feel like I didn't sleep at all." I'm like, "Cause you didn't. It was 23 minutes we were in the air." I was like, "You've been out for 15, and we're on our way down." I was like,
Now, what flight is that? Because I thought the shortest flight was from like Charlottesville to like Dulles, and I want to say it's like that. It's like a 20-minute or something like little flight.
I was going from Greensboro. I was staying in North Carolina. I was like going from Greensboro to Charlotte because I needed originally. It was something where they had everyone meet at the one at Charlotte. So then, like all the flights from around the country, it was like for an event, all had to meet there, and then they took everyone to Greensboro because no one was, flights weren't going to Greensboro from anywhere else. So literally in the air with the wind coming back, because like going to it with wind and stuff, it was like in the air for like 40 minutes. So I was like, okay, that's not bad. On the way back, when the wind helped us and it was a 23 minutes in the air, I was like, we probably could have drove. I was like, this is this feels like we may have wasted some time.
Yeah. Now my aunt lives in Charlottesville, but she doesn't drive. And like I said, I mean, from Dulles to Charlottesville it's literally only like an hour and a half. But she doesn't drive, so we caught this little connecting flight, and I swear to God, it felt like we took off. They didn't even do like service. There was no beverage service. There was nothing because you're literally landing that quickly. So
Yeah, it's those short flights are so weird because it literally like they don't take any signs off anything. It's just like they're literally like, all right, we're gonna take off. We're not gonna ever stay flat. We're gonna get to our peak and immediately go down. So don't get up. No, they're like, just stay there. We'll be on the ground in like 30.
right, pretty much.
But Laura, appreciate you calling.
Yeah, that's all I got because I got nothing on the Orioles. I mean, bring on football season.
That's about it.
Yep. It's time.
About all you can do. But appreciate you as always, Laura.
Yeah, appreciate you, Laura.
Next time. Awesome. And then we got our final call in waiting behind. We got Steven here. Steven, what's up, my guy?
What's going on?
Unfortunately, not an Orioles win, but since those have been few and far between. So, piggybacking off of what everybody's saying for their like one up or whatever, like their football team come football season. I grew up in Tampa, so Buccaneers by default.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's go. Baker's doing the thing. He's doing the thing.
He's trying, but he's trying. Like if the Browns couldn't make him a great quarterback, I don't think Tampa's going to make him a great quarterback.
At least he got out of there for his sake. At least he's
seriously. At least he's in a better spot.
That's a spiraling situation, like Baltimore would know all about those, but. My experiences for watching Baltimore games have been at Tropicana Field. I've made it to Camden Yards twice with my grandfather and dad. But other than that, it's been trying to get Cal Ripken's autograph at the Trop way back when he was still playing. So,
gosh, I also forget that Tampa, because that's Tampa's only stadium they've ever had, right? Was just the Trop.
Yep, if you count the other sports stadiums, it's a Maly Arena with the Lightning, and it's Raymond James Stadium with the Buccaneers.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Hey, I mean, you got Tampa Bay had that little run with the Bucks and the Lightning where it was Champa Bay for a few years.
It was like that for a minute when it was Tom Brady was in there, and everybody's like, "Oh my goodness, can the Rays do it?" No,
no. They can't hold on to guys long enough to try. There's good, but then they trade everybody away. So
that sounds like us.
Sadly, accurate. Unfortunately. Again, now you got to wonder, as we've been talking about, what is the team going to look like on August 1st after the July 31st after the deadline?
I go back to what I said a few days ago, where I don't think anything you do at this deadline is going to help, because I'm in the camp of they need to get their major league coaches right. Because I think they got it right at the minor league level. I don't think they got it right at the major league level. And that's why we see like the slow drop off of all these guys. I think Elias just needs to put people around him who are better at the stuff he's not good at. And that's getting all these going like, oh, hey, we see that you're struggling getting these major league coaches right and helping your manager out. So let us deal with that. And you can deal with the minor league stuff and get better at making all these deals.
Yeah.
And all that. I think he really does struggle with that. And we're finding out in a big bad way in real time. And it's not like the minor league stuff, he cut his teeth on that in Houston. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And it worked out well. It worked out really well for him there. And then they made him general manager here. And it's like, hey, we're rebuilding anyway. So get this guy in, get all that going. And it worked. And I think Gunnar and Adley have definitely been coasting on that. Hey, we were really good in the minor leagues. I definitely think they still can be really good, but do you think about trading Gunnar next trade deadline? Not this one, but the one in 2026. Is that where we're at?
I don't think we're at that point. I think, I agree with you, though, on the fact of I think Elias was brought in here to kind of, he's good at rebuilding. Like his specialty was building up a minor league system, building up a foundation for this team to succeed. The issue has been we haven't seen once he gets those players in place, how do you then supplement it? How do you then go, okay, this is where we need, we felt like he did a great job when Corbin Burns was, you went and you got Corbin Burns. That's great. But you can't just ride off of that. You got to be able to get those, big trades, get those big signings, the big acquisition to then, yeah, it's nice to have Gunnar, Adley, and these guys come up, the Westbergs, the Cowsers, the Holidays. But you also then need to be able to say, okay, we need a big bat. How do we go get a bat that we can then stick in the middle of the lineup? And when Gunnar, when Jackson get on, then suddenly you can get the bat that hits the long ball, the bat that drives everyone in. Because, O'Hearn's great. But O'Hearn, this has been his one big year, his one great year. I don't think even at his best that he's the quote-unquote big bopper. He's not a guy who's going to hit 35, 40 home runs. I think they're still looking for that guy, and I hope they can find him because, I think Elias did a great job, supplementing the team and getting the foundation there, but we haven't seen how he's able to build off of that and take that next step. So, Stephen, appreciate you calling in.
Appreciate you, Stephen.
It's always great to talk with you. And hopefully next time we're talking after. It wasn't this time, but hopefully next time.
Gotta get some wins here, man.
So close. So close.
Awesome, Stephen. Appreciate you, my guy. You have a great one. It's gonna be such an interesting offseason, Kevin, because man, what do you do with this?
Yeah, well, you're starting to trade that. I mean, I'm essentially already in off-season mode, and I hate to say that in the end of July, but I mean, it's just reality right now. It's tough. So.
Yeah, I agree. But Kevin, you got anything else?
Nope. Just go win tomorrow, I guess. Doesn't even feel right to say that, but I guess
go play baseball.
Yeah.
Go play baseball, and we'll see what happens. And Orioles play again tomorrow. I'm assuming 6:40 because it's a 4-game series. So real quick, booyah! Yeah, 6:40 start time. We'll be back after the game unless I guess something happens beforehand. Maybe the trade deadline happens earlier. We'll be back tomorrow for another edition of Kevin and Zach React. Hit that like and subscribe button on your way out, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Rio Ruiz.
Nice. I'm going current/future Oriole Roman Anthony.